This is Gerardo Del Real with the Outsider Club. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Chakana Copper, Mr. David Kelley. Dave, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Gerardo. Thank you very much.
Practicing social distancing, washing your hands, I assume.
Absolutely, yeah. We're doing everything we can here. I'm based in Colorado, and we're following all the right protocols and staying home and staying healthy.
Excellent. Approximately 1 year ago, May of last year, Goldfields came in and wrote a check to the tune of approximately $8 million Canadian. They did it at a significant premium. I believe it was roughly at 51 cents a share Canadian. And here we are 1 year later, almost to the day, right? About 3 weeks away. And you're trading at 13 cents with a market cap of approximately 12.5 million Canadian the last time I checked. I want to ask you, for those that are newer to the space or looking for opportunities, because I believe Chakana is one of the best exploration opportunities in the space. I want to ask you about the due diligence process that comes with a cornerstone investor like Goldfields. What does that look like when they come in and vet the project?
Yeah, that's really a great point, Gerardo. I mean, that was huge for us, right? Because of the thoroughness of which they made their investment. It was based on several months of due diligence, covering multiple aspects of mining, not only the different technical aspects like resource geology, metallurgy, all the technical disciplines like geophysics and the exploration potential upside assessment, but also much broader than that. They looked at social and legal and the permitting circumstances and where we're located, in particular, being in an active mining district was a real important thing for them. So they were very, very thorough, and they're already a miner in the country of Peru. So having a team come in there and look at everything that we've done and then step back and make an investment at a significant premium, as you mentioned, like they did, that was really, really huge for us. And that's part of the reason our Treasury today is so strong. It's because of that investment.
And what does that treasury look like today? That's so important, right? I'm focusing right now on opportunities where the companies, as soon as the lockdowns are lifted, companies are ready to go. I know you already have a drill rig on site ready. Talk about the treasury and the market cap relative to it.
Yeah, so right now we're just below 7 million Canadian. They put in 8 million, and we're just right below 7 million. Obviously, we're keeping a very close watch on our spend, and which has dropped dramatically, of course, because of the nature of the quarantine in Peru and the general shutdown. So we're very, very healthy on the Treasury side of things. As you mentioned, our market cap in there at 11 or 12 million. It's just remarkable. The strength of our Treasury compared to the quality of the project and the results we've obtained to date with the 30,000 meters that we've drilled, and the fact that we're fully funded for another 15,000 meters that's already planned to test new targets in parts of the project that we have not had access to. And I can tell you from looking at the data in detail over several months, the targets we're about to test are as good or better than the targets we've already tested. So we're extremely excited about the upside potential yet to come.
Let's talk about the upside potential and why I believe Chakana is one of the best opportunities and speculations out there. The bottom line is I think we're in the very early stages of what's going to be a historic precious metals market led by gold. And I also believe the second half of this year with supply destruction and everything being shut down, I know it's affected demand a bit with the economy at a standstill basically, but I believe copper is in, midterm has fundamentals as strong as any. The project, your project, the Soledad Project has, I believe, 60% gold silver component to it and approximately 40% of very high grade copper. Is that accurate? And can you provide a little bit of context there?
Yeah, that's right. And those numbers are derived by looking at all the mineralized intercepts on the project to date from that 30,000 meters and just doing a weighted average of the value of the gold, the silver, and the copper. And it works out to be about 60%, mostly of that 60 is mostly gold. Silver brings in, the other part of that to total 60% precious metal and 40% copper. But the really important point of this is that the copper is like in Breccia Pipe 1, it averages just below 1% copper, and that's not a resource number. That's just a weighted average of the 6,000 meters of mineralized breccia that we drilled in Breccia Pipe 1, and we've also drilled Breccia Pipe 5 and 6. But, having a high grade of copper like that and having that be 40%, that's really a significant aspect of the deposit. So it's the part of the understanding this opportunity in this story is the deposit type we're exploring is somewhat unique in the fact that it has parts of the deposit are very high-grade gold, parts of the deposit are high-grade silver, and parts are high-grade copper. And there's a big overlap of those three metals. So in many parts of the Breccia Pipes, all three metals are significantly enriched. In other parts, two of the metals might be enriched, in other parts maybe a single metal. But when you put it all together, it's an exciting project from the standpoint that you're getting exposed not only to precious metals but copper as well.
Now, when you talk about Breccia Pipes in the plural, people that are new to the company in the space may think 2, 3, 4. Can you explain how many exactly you've identified to date?
Yeah, the number's at like 23, and it's a rough number really because like we count Juan Carama, one of our best targets that we've yet to drill. We just count that as one because it's multiple breccias in a single area. It's obviously they're all related. We call it the Juan Carama Breccia Complex, and there's actually 5 different breccia bodies in that, and you could legitimately call each one of those a breccia pipe because potentially they are. We actually think there's the potential that all of these breccia pipes coalesce into one larger breccia body. And the impressive part to point out about this feature is it's about 200 meters wide by about 100 meters north-south. So it's the largest exposure of mineralized breccia on the property to date, and we've not put a drill hole in this thing yet, even though there's very high grade gold right at surface, and gold is our best pathfinder for identifying mineralized breccias, and that's part of this next permit approval that we're waiting on that will give us access to drill tests. It's really, really very exciting target.
So just to summarize, gold, silver, copper, excellent grades, a ton of exploration upside. You're fully funded. You have just shy of 7 million Canadian. There's a drill rig on site as soon as we come out of this, COVID-19 lockdown that the world seems to be going through almost simultaneously. Is there anything that you'd like to add to that, David?
Well, just, that we're in Peru, and Peru is a mining country. It's a great country to be in. They understand mining. They benefit tremendously. I think 16% of the GDP is attributed to mining revenues. So it's huge. And then not only that, we're in an active mining district in Peru. We're in the Ancash province. There's active lead, zinc, silver mines immediately off to our east. Processing plants, all the infrastructure to support mining is already there. The road network, there's plentiful water. There's grid power that serves the mines that are adjacent to us. We're just south of the PERU mine, 35 kilometers south of Barrick's PERU mine, a world-class high sulfidation gold deposit, and we're within the Miocene mineral belt, which is one of the greatest endowed mineral belts in the world. So location counts for a lot in the mining industry, and we're sitting right in the heart of it in Peru.
I got to believe you're still in touch, Dave. Before I let you go, you're still in touch with Goldfields and using that deep technical expertise that they bring?
Absolutely. We meet monthly with them. We have about an hour and a half long technical update meeting with them, and they've been tremendously supportive from the start, really, in bringing all of the their technical team, and they've made everyone available, their legal team, their social team. But we meet monthly with the technical team and go through everything. We've just gotten back results from the MAG survey that was completed in early February, and starting to work through that. And so there's a lot of work that goes into interpreting and rendering and presenting that information. We're getting stuck into that now. That's really exciting. We've also got access to a very talented geophysicist in Goldfields that's doing some modeling of the EM data that we collected last year, and he's helping us refine some of the targets that we already have, and he's coming up with some very interesting results. So there's actually a lot going on technically behind the scenes. Even during this quarantine period, we're able to make good use of this time.
Dave, I'm looking forward to results from that. Thank you for taking the time today, and we'll chat soon. You be safe out there.
You too, Gerardo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.